World of Warcraft, WoW, is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, _spell_merp_, released in 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment. It is the fourth released game set in the Warcraft fantasy universe. 3. World of Warcraft takes place within the Warcraft world of Azeroth, approximately 4 years after the events at the conclusion of Blizzard's previous Warcraft release, Warcraft III, The Frozen Throne. 4. The game was announced in 2001, and was released for the 10th anniversary of the Warcraft franchise on November 23, 2004. Starting a character or play session. As with other MMORPGs, players control a character avatar within a game world in third or first-person view, exploring the landscape, fighting various monsters, completing quests, and interacting with non-player characters, NPCs, or other players. Also similar to other MMORPGs, World of Warcraft requires the player to pay for a subscription by using a credit or debit card, using prepaid Blizzard game cards, or using a WoW token purchased in-game. Players without a subscription may use a trial account that lets the player character reach up to level 20 but has many features locked. 10. To enter the game, the player must select a server, referred to in-game as a realm. Each realm acts as an individual copy of the game world and falls into one of two categories. Available realms types are: Normal, a regular type realm where the gameplay is mostly focused on defeating monsters and completing quests, with player versus player fights and any roleplay are optional. RP, roleplay, which works the same way as a normal realm, but focuses on players' roleplaying in character. Before the introduction of World of Warcraft's 7th expansion Battle for Azeroth, both normal and RP servers were each divided into two separate categories, then PvP servers. This has since been removed after the implementation of the War Mode option, which allows any player, of level 20 and higher, on any server to determine whether they want to actively participate in PvP combat or not, by enabling War Mode in 2 of the game's capital cities. Realms are also categorized by language, with in-game support and the language available. 11. Players can make new characters on all realms within the region, and it is also possible to move already established characters between realms for a fee. 12. To create a new character, in keeping with the storyline of previous Warcraft games, players must choose between the opposing factions of the Alliance or the Horde, Pandaria, which were added in Mists of Pandaria. Do not commit to a faction until after the starting zone is completed. Characters from the opposing factions can perform rudimentary communication, most often just emotes, but only members of the same faction can speak, mail, group and join guilds. The player selects the new character's race, such as orcs or trolls for the Horde, or humans or dwarves for the Alliance. 13. Players must select the class for the character, with choices such as mages, warriors, and priests available. Here are some tips for beginners. First, starting a Death Knight. When a character is first created, you must do a series of quests. By doing these quests, you will learn how to bend the power of the Death Knight to your own will, and after you have mastered that, you are then capable of going to any other area. Starting a Hunter. A hunter's primary mode of damage is ranged, meaning that hunters favor ranged combat over melee. Hunters are the only non-caster class in the game that possess the auto-shot skill, which allows them to continuously fire a ranged weapon. Warlocks, priests, and mages can auto-shoot with wands. Wands, however, do not derive stat bonuses for damage the way other ranged weapons do. These are the main things a hunter has to deal with. Due to the complexity of managing both a pet and a talent tree, hunters may be tricky for first-time WoW players. After acquiring a pet at level 10, hunters are one of the easiest classes to level. Having a pet to tank is like having an extra player, and this allows you to go after mobs that are several levels higher than you. Survivability skills like feign death and disengage make it easy to avoid frequent deaths. Being a hunter can be fun, and played correctly can be very beneficial to your party. The hunter class has the reputation of being easy to level and easy to play, but difficult to keep control of. Pets can run off and start attacking things randomly, and the auto-shot ability means it is very easy to shoot things unintentionally, often pulling unwanted mobs. Because of this, other class types tend to look down on hunters. In addition, the hunter may be the class that is most affected by gear. A successful hunter will need to upgrade their ranged weapons as often as possible, which is generally every other level. A level 20 hunter with a level 16 bow is severely undergeared. But a skillful, well-geared hunter is more than a match for any other class. Starting a mage. A mage's primary mode of damage is through magic, meaning that they avoid melee combat at all costs so as to be able to cast magical spells. They can do direct damage, but truly shine with their ability to inflict various types of AoE damage, buff groups, control crowds, conjure water and food and open portals to capital cities for themselves and party members. However, they cannot heal and are unlikely to stay alive very long under fire. Starting a monk. Starting a paladin. In the original World of Warcraft game, paladins were an alliance-only class. Even in the alliance, only dwarves and humans could be paladins. In general, neither race is better than the other. Dwarves have a few nice abilities that will help you out, cold resistance, stone form, while humans have benefits to maces and swords that help as well, not forgetting the plus 10% reputation gained. The one primary thing to note is that the bonus dwarves get, the gun skill, is lost on a paladin since they can never use guns. Not a game breaker, but just be aware of it. Dwarves start with higher strength and stamina, but have less intellect than humans. Starting a priest. Starting a rogue. Rogues are the premier melee damage-dealing class in World of Warcraft. Rogues specialize in delivering sustained DPS at close range, often topping the damage meters in raids. PvP rogues use stealth and their armory of stuns, interrupts and disengages to take out an enemy before they get a chance to react, or get away clean if they do. Starting a shaman. Starting a warrior. If you like action, warriors are at the front line of battle, either tanking or dealing DPS. However, they are a very gear-dependent class, and don't have many survivability skills to help with solo leveling. When soloing, expect to rely heavily on healing items such as potions, bandages and food as you level. In raids, the healers will top you off. And starting a warlock. World of Warcraft has inspired artists to satirize it and acknowledge its mark in popular culture. One example is the Emmy Award-winning South Park episode Make Love, Not Warcraft. To mark the release of Hearthstone, Blizzard released the Hearthsteed mount for World of Warcraft players. The mount is obtained through winning 3 games in Arena or Play mode. 167, widely advertised on various World of Warcraft websites. This promotion encourages World of Warcraft players to try Hearthstone and marked the first significant crossover implemented between Blizzard games.